Ontario's Niagara region has declared a state of emergency as it prepares to welcome up to 1 million visitors for next month's total solar eclipse. Niagara Falls will be one of the best places in North America to see the eclipse on April 8th. It's in the path of totality, where the moon will entirely block the sun's rays for a few minutes. The mayor has said he expects the most visitors his city has ever seen in a single day. The state of emergency sets up additional measures for a day that could involve major traffic jams, heavier demands on emergency services, and cell phone network overloads. And we're now joined by the mayor of Niagara Falls, Jim Diodati, and that is where he joins us from, of course, today. Mr. Mayor, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Travis.
Walk us through why you decided to make this declaration.
Well, the declaration was made by the regional chair, and in an abundance of caution, it'll also potentially open us up if we need any assistance with funding, provincially or federally. And it really reiterates the message that we've been sending. We're asking people to come prepared. Make sure your gas tank is full, your cars and your devices are charged. Bring your glasses. Don't show up hoping to find some. Bring your medication if you need it. Bring a blanket to lay down and enjoy, and leave lots of time. Don't show up at the last minute. Come early. Parking is going to be a challenge. We've got a lot of space for people, not as much for cars. Take the GO train if you can to avoid it. So what we're asking people to do is do your part. This will be the biggest crowd in Niagara Falls history by far. There'll be over 1 million people at one time if the weather is nice, and we want it to be a positive experience for everybody, and help us to help you.
Let's talk about some of those numbers that you are expecting. How many visitors are you expecting in the area? And also, what's your advice to people in terms of planning ahead if they do want to come down to Niagara Falls?
Okay, so happy to do that. So the number we're expecting is upwards of 1 million people. We've had some people in the U.S. that have a major company that do these kind of documentaries that travel and cover these. They said expect 8 to 9 times the biggest crowd you've ever had. The biggest crowd was Nick Wallenda when he crossed the falls on a tightrope, and he did that 12 years ago. We had about 150,000 people. So we had a major transportation plan put together, road closures, extra GO trains, and it worked well. This time it'll be significantly more, so we want to be prepared for what's about to happen and what people can do. So our best advice is, because we're within a day's drive of half the population of North America, a lot of people are part of the rubber tire market. They get up, they see the weather, they make a decision to come. And we're asking them to plan in advance. Now that the school boards are not going to have class that Monday, it's going to become a long weekend. And we're asking people, come early, stay a day early, come the day before, come for the weekend, whatever the case is, but don't make a last-minute decision. You're probably going to be disappointed. There'll be a lot of traffic, and you have to prepare to walk. I mean, wherever you park, it won't be right down at the falls. You might need some comfortable shoes. Make sure you come prepared, and that's all we're asking people. Think about it, measure twice, cut once. We want it to be, as it always is in Niagara Falls, a positive experience, great memories, and a good educational opportunity this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The last full solar eclipse in Niagara Falls was 99 years ago. The next one will be in 120 years. It really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where one of the great natural wonders is going to meet one of the great celestial events at the same time, at the same place.
I also understand that the region is going to be modifying some of its programs and services and closing some facilities to keep traffic off the roads. Tell me a bit about that.
Well, we're all asking non-essential staff to not be down near the falls. We're trying to get even hospitality employees to park inside the city at our arenas, our community centers, to leave extra spots for all of our visitors. We've got a plan where some of us, myself included, I'll be riding my bike down there with my backpack. So I'm hoping not to add to the extra vehicles and to make it easier to get around. And we're asking all of our staff, we're going to have two-way radios and cellular, and we're asking everyone to be prepared for everything. We're trying to anticipate what might happen. And of course, the weather will have an impact as well. So we're just asking people to be mindful of the situation, be patient. There'll be a lot of people here. Everybody is going to be here for the same reason. And we want everyone to take away nothing more than a good, positive experience, excellent memories.
Well, and that's exactly what I was going to say. States of emergency are typically associated with events that are not good. This one is very interesting. It's still an extremely exciting time for Niagara Falls. Tell me about your anticipation for this event and if the city's going to be buzzing with anticipation as well in the coming days.
Well, it's already happening. You know, there's warnings at the borders coming from the U.S. Expect delays on the 8th. We're preparing. Everybody's figuring out what they're going to do. People renting rooms, people allowing motorhomes in their driveways. We're going to have a lot of overnight RVs parked in the Niagara Parks Commission. As far as tourism, everyone's excited. You know, COVID was tough for us. We're Canada's #1 leisure destination. We're used to getting 14 million people every year, but not a million at one time. So we're now domestically, we're back to our pre-pandemic numbers overall for visitation, but not international. And this is the best thing ever for us because Mother Nature is going to give us a gift that we could never afford to do. And after COVID, international visitation dropped off and it's slowly creeping back. Well, it's not enough to be known. I mean, Niagara Falls is one of the great natural wonders of the world. It's like, I always call us the Coca-Cola of municipalities. Everybody knows us, but it's not enough to be known. They need to be talking about you, and we need to take us from the back burner to the front burner, and that's what Mother Nature is doing right now with this eclipse. So, you know, ever since National Geographic declared us the best place in the world to be, and NASA announced they were going to be here, the Canadian Space Agency, Guinness Book of World Records is going to be here. Everybody wants to be a part of something great so that when they say, where were you when? And our tourism sector is hopeful that this will be advertising we could never, ever dream of doing globally, and that'll help the return of the international visitors.
There you go. An exciting time indeed. Mr. Mayor, I appreciate it. As always, good to see you. That is Jim Diodati. He is the mayor of Niagara Falls.
Thanks, Travis.